welcome to Tales of Honor Podcast, a podcast dedicated to telling the true stories of the Congressional Medal of Honor. Hello and welcome to Tales of Honor Podcast. It's a bi-weekly podcast that tells the true stories of the recipients of the Congressional Medal of Honor. Today's episode is episode 27. It's actually our third installment of the Global War on Terrorism series that I'm doing this month and next month, where every story will be from a recipient from Afghanistan and Iraq. And today's episode is being brought to you by my good friends over at Sunrise Linens. They're a vintage vibe clothing business, as you've probably heard me say before. And look, they're still offering quality handmade clothing right here in the good old US of A. And actually, their fall collection is now out. So please go over to their store, etsy.com/shop/Sunrise Linens, and be sure to enter the promo code TOH25 for 25% off your order. And be sure to follow them on Facebook and Instagram for news like when their fall collection came out. Sunrise Linens for nostalgia and wandering. And now, a tale of honor. Ty M. Carter was born on the 25th of January, 1980 in Spokane, Washington. His family moved to California when he was 1, and then 10 years later moved back to Spokane, where Ty would graduate from North Central High School in 1998. After high school, Ty enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps and went on to attend their Combat Engineer School. Before being honorably discharged in 2002, Ty would serve as an intelligence clerk in Okinawa, Japan, attend primary marksmanship instructor school in 1999, and serve in 2 training deployments, one to San Clemente Island, California, and another to Egypt for Operation Bright Star. After the Marine Corps, Ty went on to college at Los Medanos Community College in California, and in January of 2008, he enlisted in the U.S. Army. He trained as a cavalry scout at Fort Knox, Kentucky, and was later deployed to Afghanistan in support of Operation Enduring Freedom in May of 2009. It was during this deployment, in what is now known as the Battle of Kamdesh, that Ty distinguished himself and earned the Medal of Honor. The citation reads, Specialist Ty M. Carter distinguished himself by acts of gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty while serving as a scout with Bravo Troop, 3rd Squadron, 61st Cavalry Regiment, 4th Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division, during combat operations against an armed enemy in Kamdesh District, Nuristan Province, Afghanistan, on October 3, 2009. On that morning, Specialist Carter and his comrades awakened to the attack of an estimated 300 enemy fighters occupying the high ground on all 4 sides of Combat Outpost Keating, employing concentrated fire from recoilless rifles, rocket-propelled grenades, anti-aircraft machine guns, mortars, and small arms fire. Specialist Carter reinforced a forward battle position, ran twice through a 100-meter gauntlet of enemy fire to resupply ammunition, and voluntarily remained there to defend the isolated position. Armed with only an M4 carbine rifle, Specialist Carter placed accurate, deadly fire on the enemy, beating back the assault force and preventing the position from being overrun over the course of several hours. With complete disregard for his own safety and in spite of his own wounds, he ran through a hail of enemy rocket-propelled grenade and machine gun fire to rescue a critically wounded comrade who had been pinned down in an exposed position. Specialist Carter rendered life-extending first aid and carried the soldier to cover. On his own initiative, Specialist Carter again maneuvered through enemy fire to check on a fallen soldier and recovered the squad's radio, which allowed them to coordinate their evacuation with fellow soldiers. With teammates providing covering fire, Specialist Carter assisted in moving the wounded soldier 100 meters through withering enemy fire to the aid station before returning to the fight. Specialist Carter's heroic actions and tactical skill were critical to the defense of Combat Outpost Keating, preventing the enemy from capturing the position and saving the lives of his fellow soldiers. Specialist Ty M. Carter's extraordinary heroism and selflessness above and beyond the call of duty are in keeping with the highest traditions of the military service and reflect great credit upon himself, Bravo Troop, 3rd Squadron, 61st Cavalry Regiment, 4th Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division, and the United States Army. In October of 2010, Ty was assigned to the 8th Squadron, 1st Cavalry Regiment, 2nd Stryker Brigade Combat Team, 2nd Infantry Division out of Washington as a Stryker gunner. He was deployed to Afghanistan once again in October of 2012, and on the 26th of August 2013, Ty M. Carter received the Medal of Honor from President Obama. He left active duty in October of 2014 and has worked hard to destigmatize post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. And that was a Tale of Honor. Thank you so much for listening to Tales of Honor podcast, and if you like this podcast, please be sure to leave a nice review, a good rating, and tell a friend, tell your family. You can see more information on Facebook, Instagram, and at thebeardeddetailer.com/TOH podcast. If you have any questions or comments, you can type them up very nicely and send them on over to talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com. And until next time, I'm Christoph Ambrosch. Thanks for listening.